How do I even talk about this, man?
We have a real connection, a rare and intense attachment. I've never experienced anything like it. I'm thinking of ending things.
Huh?
What?
I'm Thinking of Ending Things is directed by Charlie Kaufman. It stars Jessie Buckley, Jesse Plemons, Toni Collette, and David Thewlis, and is based off the 2016 Ian Reid novel of the same name. In it, a young woman... What's her name again? What's-her-name goes on a road trip with her boyfriend of 7 weeks, who she's not really into and is considering breaking up with, to meet said boyfriend's parents. And the journey there is one that is tragic and nightmarish and weird, and that's truly all I can say about this without spoiling it. God, this is an incredibly hard movie to talk about. I first heard about this last year, and all I heard was that Charlie Kaufman was directing a horror movie with Toni Collette, so already I was in. And then I found out it was based on a book, so I got the book, and I read the book, and I can say that this movie is a pretty damn good adaptation of the book. So we're going to talk a bit about the book here, and how well that translates to screen when given to a director with such a unique style as Charlie Kaufman. I'm Thinking of Ending Things, the book, is written in a very specific, alienating way. It's monotonous, disconnected from humanity and possibly reality with an incredibly unreliable narrator, and it honestly reads more like a stream of constantly interrupting thoughts than a straightforward chronological novel. It's basically stream of consciousness storytelling with every single pointed word centering back to the same singular repeating thought. I'm thinking of ending things. Kaufman takes that awkward, disconnected style of the book and translates it to film remarkably well, and what results is one of the most confusing, horrifying, interesting, tragic movies I've ever seen. The way that the film utilizes disjointed editing and fast-paced dialogue mixed with slow, nihilistic monologues from Jake's girlfriend creates this wonderfully unpredictable feeling, and it perfectly mirrors that uncanny storytelling style of the novel. The sound design is legitimately perfect, with every single monotonous, pseudo-intellectual conversation between Jake and Louise ending up capturing the feeling of just being fed up with a relationship. When you just get to the point where you're like,
Shut up! Oh my god, I don't care!
but you keep on a smile and act like everything's fine because it's easier to stay in a bad relationship than it is to be alone. So you just sit there and think of ending things. There's also a clever detail that I picked up on that contributes to that alienating, disjointed feel. For a good majority of the dialogue, Jake constantly steps on the tail end of Amy's lines. Not only does this create the vibe that Jake doesn't actually care what she's saying, but it also carries a much deeper significance to the film's ending and to its central theme. It makes you feel completely alone from Lucy's perspective. There's no true humanity to it, just two people going through the motions, and the more weird and crazy things become, the less Amy seems to react to them, taking the ebb and flow of time in stride, as well as the intrusive, strange, repetitive comments coming from Jake's parents. Louise is reacting to it all with moderate confusion, but you, as an audience member, rationally are left to wonder what the hell is going on, as you're assaulted with bizarre shifts in continuity, time, and spatial awareness, where the only thing to keep you stable and sane is one single thought: I'm thinking of ending things. By the time you get to the end of the film, I imagine that most of the people who haven't read the book's brains will be goo, but I promise you all it does make perfect sense, and all the clues you need are in the film. Some are just more well hidden than others. There are elements from the book that I wish had been kept, there are elements from the film that I wish had been omitted, but at the end of the day, I still have to applaud the hell out of Charlie Kaufman for sticking to his vision and turning a story that was already weird and creepy into a depressing, spatial, temporal, existential nightmare where it's so easy to lose your grip on what's real. I would have preferred the more clear-cut, haunting twist ending of the book, especially in favor of the showy song and dance number that we get in the film, but I still have to applaud its bravery, and I acknowledge that it definitely leaves a lot more up for discussion regarding the ending. And even in spite of the different route that it takes to get to its ending, it still manages to deliver on the same idea in both its structure and its writing: the collapse of an old, misanthropic, lonely mind. I'm thinking of ending things. This movie feels like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind meets the calculating, poetic dialogue of NBC's Hannibal. There's a distinct, haunting sadness to this movie that you'll feel regardless of whether or not you've read the book. Then it's just up to you to put the pieces together. That's something that book readers will have an easier time doing since you ultimately know the gist of the story, but I promise y'all, all the answers are there. I'm Thinking of Ending Things is a genre masterpiece. It's unabashedly Kaufman's vision in the best way, and in spite of some of the choices I didn't agree with, there is absolutely nothing out there quite like this movie. It's on Netflix right now, and you should definitely check it out. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this channel and you want to see more, click down there, like, comment, subscribe. There's a Patreon link down in the description if you want to donate to this channel, help us grow, make new, better quality content for all of you to enjoy. You can get all sorts of cool new rewards, anything from access to my private Discord server where we sit and talk about horror movies. I'd be happy to talk to you about. I'm thinking of ending things on there. You could even get gifts sent right to your door. If any of that interests you, please consider donating. I would really appreciate it. But even if you don't, thank you so much for watching anyway, and I will see you all very soon.
Maybe this is how it was always going to end.